Today I'm going to talk about angle relationships. This is part 2. In part 1, I talked about vertical, complementary, and supplementary angles. And in this video, I'm going to introduce a few more different angle relationships that exist when you have parallel lines cut by a transversal. So if we look at our first image here, line B is parallel to line C and is being cut by the transversal A. A transversal is just a line that goes through a pair of parallel lines. So if you look at this image, you should notice that you recognize some angle relationships that I've already taught you and I've already reviewed, and that is angles 1 and 4 are vertical angles, such as angle 2 and angle 3 are also vertical, and then angle 6 and angle 7 are vertical, and 5 and 8 are also vertical. We also have some supplementary angles in this picture. We have several, I'm not going to name them all, but angle 1 and angle 2 would be supplementary, angle 2 and 4 would be supplementary, angle 3 and 4 would be supplementary, and hopefully you get the picture. So my first angle relationship that I'm going to talk about is an angle relationship called alternate interior angle. It's called alternate interior because we're working inside the parallel lines. So when it's inside, we're talking about the interior. So alternate means that it's on alternate sides of the transversal. So angle 4 and angle 5 would be alternate interior, as well as angle 3 and angle 6. We also have an angle relationship called same side interior. And those, instead of being on alternate sides of the transversal, they are exactly what the word says. They are on the same side. So the same side interior angles would be angle 4 and angle 6 and angle 3 and angle 5. Those angles actually, when you add them, equal 180 degrees. So they will be supplementary. We have also an angle relationship called alternate exterior angle. So now, instead of working on the inside of the parallel lines, we are going to work on the outside. So we're out on the exterior of the parallel line. So we have 4 angles in the exterior, 1, 2, 7, 8. And so alternate still means that they have to be on opposite sides of the transversal. So angle 2 and angle 7 would be alternate exterior. And we have angle 1 and angle 8. Now, a special property about alternate interior and alternate exterior is that the alternate interiors are equal to each other, and the alternate exterior angles are also equal to each other. So I'm going to put equal there. So hopefully you remember that. They have the same angle measure. And the last one I want to talk about is something called corresponding angles. Basically, corresponding angles are angles that are located in the same area on the parallel line. So angle 1 would correspond to angle 5, and corresponding angles are also equal. So angle 1 would equal angle 5. And then, so corresponding angles, we have angle 1 and angle 5. And 2 would correspond to 6. 3 would correspond to 7. And 4 would correspond to angle 8. So we have corresponding angles, we have alternate interior angles, we have same side interior angles, we have alternate exterior angles, we have vertical angles, we have supplementary angles, we have complementary angles, we have a lot. You need to know these. You need to recognize them when you see a picture of parallel lines, and you need to know these relationships. So I'm going to look at this example here. I've only given one angle measure. So knowing that these two lines are parallel because I have my arrows drawn on here, which represents that those two lines are parallel on the picture. So I'm going to use my angle relationships to fill in the rest of my angles. So I'm going to start with something that I learned, that I taught you in the last video in part 1. So I'm going to make this 120 degrees. Why can I do that? Because those two angles are vertical angles, so they are equal. And I'm going to make this angle 60 degrees. Why? Because these two angles are supplementary, so they have to add to 180. And these two also are supplementary, so those have to add up to be 180, and they do. And so that's going to be 60, so the vertical angle for that one would be here, and that's also going to be 60 degrees. Now I'm going to use the angle relationships that I mentioned in this video to fill in the other 4 angles. And so if this is 60 degrees, then this angle right here would also have to be 60 because they are alternate interior. And if this is 60, this would have to be 120 because these two are same side interior, and they have to add to be 180, which they do. And now I can use corresponding angles. So the corresponding angle to the circled angle, angle 60, would be right here. So that would have to be 60 degrees. And then I can use my vertical angle knowledge or my supplementary angle knowledge or even my corresponding angle knowledge to fill in this angle right here, which would be 120 degrees. So once again, let's review. We have corresponding angles. That's like angles 2 and 6. We have alternate interior angles. That is like 4 and angle 5. We have same side interior angles. That is like 4 and 6. We have alternate exterior angles. That is like 8 and 1.